silence as we don't wish to interrupt proceedings. Thank you. You may take your seats. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Mr. Adama, Minister of Fisheries, Honorable Siaka Sonko, Minister of the Interior, Honorable Professor Pierre Gomez, Minister of Higher Education, Honorable Sidi Keita, Minister of Finance, Honorable 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒍, Minister of Youth and Sports, Secretary Cabinet, Mr. Ali Njai, GFF President, Mr. 𝒒𝒊𝒏, the CEO of the GFM partner of the NCC, Mr. Mohamed Jah, Team Coach Tom Sanfei, Captain Omar Koli, members of the Scorpions, the backroom staff, coaches, technicians here present, members of the NCC, Honorable Claudina Cole, Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒍, Minister of Petroleum here present, members of the press and the media, well-wishers, the Scorpion fans, and everyone here present this afternoon. Let me welcome you to this occasion of the handing over of the battle flag. This doesn't take quite often. This is something that doesn't happen every day, much more to athletes as those we face today. Most have had their entire careers without experiencing it. But today is another milestone, it's history, and for some of you, it's a double stroke. A double stroke simply because you were here before. You know how it felt, you know what it means. Today, you are those proud ambassadors that most wish to become. You are those ambassadors that we look forward to becoming. You inspire a lot of youngsters. Most people just want to be like you, but you happen to be the chosen few, chosen for your prowesses, chosen for your dedication, chosen for your commitment, chosen for your desire to stand for Mother Gambia, chosen because you're trusted, chosen because of your commitment, your valor, your desire, the endurance that you saw in wanting to be what Mother Gambia expects of you. Today is a manifestation. That is why we have these high-powered cabinet members here this afternoon, just to witness, just to bear witness, just to also support, just to show their dedication and commitment to what you stand for in the ceremony of the handing over of the battle flag. Today, most will agree with me that they wish they were here. Coach Alhaji Sarr would wish that he was here as a youngster when he was king in his own domain, but he missed out. So were many, but you guys stood out. You guys meant a lot. You guys are the ones we've seen, we're living with, and you are the ones we should celebrate and be proud of. It's your moment, it's your day. Today we cannot say any less. The talking is for you to do later, but I just want to set the stage for what we are about to witness as historical. On behalf of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, who is out of town at the moment, he is ably represented by His Excellency, the Vice President, Mr. Mohamed B. Jallow, who is going to do proceedings of the handing over of the battle flag. Before wasting much time, I just want to say, before the event, let's all, in the Gambian culture and tradition, pray earnestly in our own ways and believe before I call on the next speaker. Prayers. Amen. After those welcome remarks, it is my honor to call on the GFF President, Mr. 𝒂𝒂𝒏, who is also the co-chair of the National Coordinating Committee of AFCON 2023. Mr. 𝒂𝒂𝒏, please. Honorable.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the Vice President, representing the President of the Republic, Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Cabinet Ministers present here, Secretary of Cabinet, the head coach of the senior national team, the captain of the senior national team, Scorpions, the GSM partner, one of the main sponsor other than government so far, represented by the CEO of Q Group, Mr. Mohamed Jah, my colleagues in National Coordinating Committee. This includes, of course, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth and Sports, and her able colleagues at the Ministry, down to the National Sports Council, the General Secretary, Gambia Football Federation, and staff, the technical staff, members of the technical staff or team of the national team, the gallant Scorpions, our pride, distinguished invitees, other sponsors, our colleagues from the media fraternity, members of the security forces, is yet again another historic event that we are witnessing on the grounds of the State House of the Republic of the Gambia. It was barely 2 years ago, precisely yesterday, that we witnessed the groundbreaking event in the gardens of the State House on a similar occasion. At the time, while we are celebrating our historic success of qualifying to our maiden African Cup of Nations finals, we challenged and tasked ourselves to repeat it. And here we are. Let's celebrate ourselves and give ourselves a round of applause for this momentous achievement. Success, the road to success is always very tough. But tougher it is to sustain it and proceed. And we are able to do it. And inshallah, with the current momentum, I have no doubt in my mind that we'll repeat it and repeat it again. And together in the next 2 years, we'll be here to celebrate, or also to receive the battle flag from the President of the Republic or his representative en route to the World Cup 2026 in the US, Canada, and Mexico. And we can do it with this young, gallant boy sitting in front of us. Your Excellency, today is yours. It's your day. We don't have much to say. I want to first of all congratulate ourselves as a country and also as a federation and the ministry for working together tirelessly under the support, with the support rather, of the government, the private sector, and the general public at large. Without which we will not be here. We'll be repeating ourselves to elaborate on the fact that sports nowadays is no longer fun, neither just for physical fitness. It's an empire. It's a business empire. It's a financial empire. Therefore, we'll also have to rush to maximize the talents that we have in this country to ensure that we also benefit from that very big and huge financial opportunities that it goes with. The Gambia is second to none, and I can be corrected, is second to none as a people with the most talent in football. There's no way, because this has been corroborated by many technicians. Some of them will tell me, maybe you don't have the right programs or enough resources to amass and develop the talents that we have. But he told me, this is a white man, a European for that matter, Gambia is the only country that has people, a boy or a girl is born and nobody teaches him or her to play football. And I don't think there's anybody under this tent who has not at one time or the other played football. Nobody. It's just because of the programs. And since we came in the office in 2014, this is what we realized. And we gave due attention to talent development from schools, even preschool, and non-organized football. We call it Navetans, football coin, name them. And our technicians really put their eyes on this and are able to really develop the various national teams. This also transcended to our league clubs. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it may please you to know that more than 90 or 95% of these young men sitting here passed through our local football leagues at one point or the other. And this very last time we were part of the record holders for having that number, and I'm sure these are also, when the statistics are done, we'll be part of the top national team that prides itself of producing the talents from home and exporting them. This is very important. And even those who didn't pass through the process had their ancestral links to the country, so naturally you can see it's manifested. Your Excellency, in addition to the programs that we laid for ourselves, we've been fully and successfully implemented by the coaches. We have to single out Mr. Tom Senfe. This gentleman, I don't know what, maybe that's why he's a saint. It took him 15 years after his first attempt to coach the Gambia to succeed. So it was 20 years ago that he has the intention to coach the Gambia. He had more lucrative offers with all what it contains. We know what we pay him as a country, but he said no, it's Gambia. Little did we know that he's going to break that history by taking also our first AFCON and the second one. And by all means, we're going to keep him to take us to the United World Cup in 2026. Tom, you are not going anywhere. Mr. Vice President, let's have a deal. We want to thank the sponsors. We want to thank the government, the main sponsor, Your Excellency. The government's contribution to football development and sports in general, in as much as we are interested in our domain more, but sometimes we feel a little bit bad that we think we are taking the bulk of the resources, but it all comes to the same. These young people here, our ambassadors, are part of those diaspora Gambians who contribute immensely to our gross national development product, GDP, by way of sending remittances and changing the lives and livelihoods of their families and the extended families. I think this is worth the investment. Finally, Your Excellency, while we wait for you to bid farewell to us en route to Côte d'Ivoire 2023, I also want to reiterate and once again advocate for the government to revisit the existing policies and rules and laws to have sports in general as a priority and productive sector. The returns will be immense. If we are able to launch our professional league, we are able to entice the private sector by way of them having some returns in their investment into sports, it will be a whole different thing. Thank you very much. May Allah guide us to progress and prosperity and come back here, inshallah, with the trophy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, GFF President 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, who also acts as the Vice Chair or Co-Chair of the NCC. The journey this far entails a lot and involves a lot of people and a lot of players and stakeholders. That's why the business of football has become something that everybody has a say in. That is why it's noisy, it's lousy, sometimes very confusing. But because of its beauty and what it brings us all, we all can enjoy a piece of this cake. That's why this house today has people from different backgrounds, from different walks of life, different interests, supporting different teams. But what binds us here this afternoon is because we have Gambia. The Gambia as a people, as a country, which matters to all of us. Today, when the flag is hoisted or raised and handed over to the captain, it signifies a lot. A lot because whoever is given that battle flag knows that he is carrying a button, a big button, a button that really requires a lot. But that's why you become a team. A team, when you stand by each other, fight for each other, looks at each other's back, you tend to go far. And this is some of the words that I would part with before the Vice President speaks or hands over the flag. Can I welcome the captain, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, whom has been described as a rock, diligent, a mind reader, but cheerful, at the same time, absolutely a national hero who leads his troop in the front, even though he operates from the back. That's why he could assemble an array of goals, both for his country and his club. Team captain, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Gambia, Honorable Minister, GFF President 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, CEO of 𝒄𝒉𝒂𝒏, Mr. Ja, and my head coach, 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, members of the government, my teammates, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the national team, we want to say thank you for your support and your continuous contribution towards the success of the national team. We cannot do it without your support. And for that matter, we want to thank you for your support. Even though sometimes our demands can be a bit high, but we do it for the betterment of the national team. And on behalf of the players, I will assure you guys that we will do our best in every battle, every game, in order to bring back the glory days that we did in the last AFCON. We all know last time what happened, and what we did was amazing, but we want to do more. And hopefully this time around we will achieve our goals to pass this, the quarterfinals, to the semi-finals, or even the final, with your continuous support. And once again, I would like to say thank you for your support, and inshallah, we will make you proud again. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain, for those remarks. Speaking from experience, speaking as a leader. You're entrusted, you're looked upon, you're valued, you're a troop leader, a commander. The President of the Federation would tell you as a leader. Challenges, yes, come thick and fast, but so are your reactions, as we've seen many a times. Your Excellency, and I would want to say this thing, the Vice President is a keen follower of football. That's something you need to know. And him being here today is not just by any accident. He talks football, speaks football, watches football, and so don't be surprised. May I take this honor and welcome the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Bakari Badji, whose tenure in office has been punctuated with a lot of success in our game. And he's well supported by, of course, the executive and his cabinet colleagues here present. With all the challenges faced, we still managed to sail on. Long may it continue. Long may it continue, because we know it's a difficult one. But today he has something to celebrate, because it is second handing over of the battle flag which is presiding over. Honorable, you're welcome.
Good afternoon to His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒆𝒍, the President of the Gambia Football Federation, Mr. Barrow, the CEO of 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 and Chairman of the Q Group, Mr. Ja, our coach, Mr. Tom, and of course my brother Omar Koli, the team captain, and to the honorable ministers that are seated on the left side of this room. We have at the far end over there, the Minister of Interior, Honorable Sonko. The one that was after him is out, but that's the Honorable Minister of Energy, Mr. Honorable Job, and the one after him is the one Iliman just mentioned, the one who controls the finances. And I will tell you how much he is able to give us this year. That's Honorable Keita, and the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Gomez, and my very own dad, Honorable Minister of Fisheries, Honorable 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 is the one after. And then we have the Secretary to Cabinet, Mr. Njai, and then our auntie here is the Honorable Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Cole. And to the Permanent Secretary, the Permanent Secretary is from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and that from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Deputy Permanent Secretaries from the Youth and Sports and from the Ministry of Finance, the General Secretary of the Gambia Football Federation, Vice President, and to all of you, the gallant Scorpions, our very own dear players, and each one of you that is here, from the security to the State House staffs, a warm good afternoon. I just want to extend our special appreciation first to the Vice President, His Excellency Jallo, for availing his time and of course accommodating the change of time from 2 to 3 due to the processing of the passport that was taking place earlier in the day. But also we want to appreciate him for stepping in to do the handing over on behalf of the President. But like the President of the Federation said, Vice President himself is a sport fan and has been pushing us to do better since he was appointed, and we've seen how much he has contributed towards this AFCON, and from calling us the ministers to calling the SOEs to do their contribution and to what we are doing today. But also to Mohamed Jar, who is the CEO of QCell, for being the leading private partner in AFCON 2023. Yesterday we had a signing ceremony, and we all know the package. He is offered a $7 million in cash and other supports in terms of media, in terms of publicity and other supports. And today we saw him giving an additional $5.7 million to GRTS, so that GRTS can be able to have the full rights to show the match from day one to the final. And we want to extend our thanks to him. But to everyone else that is on the table, Tom, our very dear coach, and President have spoken about him. I don't have to repeat that because we are running out of time. There is a test match that we need to do at the Independence Stadium. But we recognize the efforts that the coach have put in place. We recognize the challenges that he faces. But despite that, he continues to do well for the country. But most importantly, we want to thank the captain and his team, the Scorpions of the Gambia, for doing whatever you can to ensure Gambia qualifies for AFCON for a first time and a second time in a row. And this is not a small achievement by any ways. It is not small because we understand the challenges that you face. But despite those challenges, you continue to focus on the most important thing, and that is to go out there and do your best and qualify the country to AFCON. And just like it happened the last time, history repeated itself, because Gambia in this AFCON is the lowest ranked team that is going to participate among the 24. But we are hopeful that being the lowest ranked team does not make you an underdog in the real sense. In fact, in anything, it makes you better. It makes you more committed and more determined to do more than what you did the last time. Because when we went to the AFCON of 2021, several people thought we were going to not even go past the group level. But we went beyond that and we surprised everyone else. It is the same teams that we are meeting, and it is the same people that are playing in the national team. So if we were able to defeat a big team like Tunisia in Cameroon, we were able to draw with Mali, and we were able to defeat Guinea, we definitely should be able to defeat any other team that stands before us in this AFCON. And I say this with absolute confidence in the ability of the players, with absolute confidence in the tactics and the skills of the coach. And the whole country is behind you as you travel tomorrow to go to Abidjan or to Yamoussoukro. His Excellency the President is not here, but definitely he is thinking about all of these things as it happens. And he has done whatever he could to probably find a way to make him witness this and do it himself, but unfortunately, there is another event. So I'm going to go towards the end of the statement by saying what I promised yesterday in the signing ceremony at 𝒄𝒐𝒎, that government is going to come bigger than 𝒄𝒐𝒎. And of course, we are coming bigger. Mohamed Jai is all looking at me. I know he wants to say, no, how much we do. So for the government, the President, His Excellency, has tasked us and has given an approval for government to make a contribution of $171 million towards the AFCON, and already $150 million has been paid by the Finance Ministry towards the event. The remaining amount would be provided as we progress. So this is to take care of the bill that came out from the organizing committee of $388 million. So yes, a lot of money. We still have a deficit that is very high if you take out all the other expenses. But I want to extend our appreciation to the Vice President and to the Minister of Finance, Honorable Keita, and to his team for making this possible. But what is the significance of this? It shows that His Excellency President Barrow and his government is committed now more than before to continue to support the development of sports in this country, especially for football. And that is why, despite the competing priorities, government is able to provide this much, a huge amount increase from the last AFCON, to be able to take care of not all, but most of the team's requirement. And by this, we also want to say that the players have also had a 100% increment in their camping allowances and in their match bonus compared to the last AFCON. Finally, President Barrow has also given approval for the issuance of diplomatic passport to all the national team players. And they have processed that today, and I'm sure they will be getting their passports very soon. This would make travel easier for the team, and it will also be able to give them that motivation and that courage to do more as they go into Yamoussoukro tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I will want to end my statement here and invite all of you that have the time to join us this afternoon or this evening at the stadium as the team plays an exhibition match at 5 o'clock, I guess, and then they will be departing tomorrow at 12:20 from Banjul International Airport on a chartered flight to go to Yamoussoukro. Wish to extend final appreciation to the Vice President, sir, for making time to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I would honestly want you to really applaud the Minister there for really setting the stage as to what government has been doing and will continue to do. Because to many, yes, a lot is not being done, but some of us know that a lot is being done and a lot will also have to be done, because that's the trend we are on. The coach is an eloquent speaker who likes to really put records, statistics, numbers in the forefront of whatever he does. He's passionate about what he stands for, and that's his strength. Coach Tom is a genius in a way. He might not be liked by some others, but he believes in what he does, but that's his trademark. And if it works for him, so be it. Kindly show the Gambia what it takes to make things happen. This is your moment. Kindly come forward and speak to the Gambian people. Coach Samfen, please.
Chair Jeff, thank you very much, His Excellency. Thank you very much, His Excellency, as Vice President of the Gambia, Honorable Minister of Sport, President of GFF, CEO of 𝒂𝒄𝒏, my captain, honorable members of the government, and distinguished guests, actually my players, staff, and journalists. I'm not really prepared to talk long. I heard beautiful speeches from different people with touching words. But I go very short back to what our President of the Federation said. It was 2002, 2003, and I was a young coach, 28, 29 years old, working in Scandinavia. And I saw in Belgium a player, Mustafa Kemal Ndao, a tall striker from Real de Banjul, and I thought I have to bring him to my team in Scandinavia, in Faroe Islands. Never an African player played ever in history in Faroe Islands, but he was the first African in that country, and he opened doors for many. And through Mustafa Kemal Ndao, I got in contact with people like Idrissa Sonko, 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, and I said, guys, it's my dream to coach in the future your country. I believe the Gambia has all the quality, even in that time, to compete with the best in Africa. And I applied and I called and I did everything to get the job, sent faxes, emails, but it didn't happen for many years. And in 2010, I had to play with Namibia, the brave warriors of Namibia, here in the Gambia. And we lost 1-3 of 3-1 against the Gambia. But the fans were amazing. The stadium was packed and the atmosphere was fantastic. And I thought by myself, I really want to work in this beautiful football nation with so much potential. And years went past and I got more experience in Africa, outside Africa, and as national team coach. And it was one of the most important moments in my career and in my personal life to get that opportunity from the president of the GFF, Lamin Gababajo, in July 2018. And it changed everything for me. but it changed also a lot for the Gambia. And since that moment, we wrote history. We had first, very simple history, the biggest crowd against Algeria. We drew twice, home and away for the first time in history against Algeria. And step by step, the history became bigger. We won our first away match in Angola. Never a Gambian team did that in a competition. We qualified as group winner for AFCON. It never happened in the past. And more Gambians went abroad, and more Gambians went to bigger teams. And the impulse for the local football club owners, academy owners, felt the motivation because they got recognized by the world of football, not only within Africa, not only with their connections in the countries they had already, but all over Europe. People wanted Gambian football and want Gambian footballers. And step by step we grew, and the result that we qualify and that we first of all finished historical 6th in the last AFCON and qualified again is a result of everyone in the Gambia, starting with the government, with their never-ending support, starting with the federation, with the eye for development, but also with a federation. I worked for 10 federations who always support the coach and try to give the team, the staff, the players and everyone everything they can do. And naturally also the local clubs and academies who develop these young boys. We went with 27 players to last AFCON, and today we have 27, and 66%, I do it especially for Musa behind me, he knows that I like statistics, 66% of this group played last AFCON, got that reward of being 6th, but 9 of the 27 make their debut in AFCON. Young players who 2 years ago were still supporting the team and now are giants in European football already and ready to show what they can do for the country. But more than that, we worked as a team to the stability. People spoke about Comoros, people spoke about in 2019 about Madagascar. They never qualified again. We are back to back. The result, last AFCON, didn't happen by any other African country over the last 40 years. A back-to-back qualification from a debutant almost never happened in African football. Being there is something special. Being there is representing this beautiful nation. And I said, Gambia is the smiling coast of Africa, and I'm the smiling coach of Africa. Because we wrote history together so many times, and I can't do it by myself. I'm supported by the best technical team, the best team manager I ever worked with, the best in the world. I have the best players, and here are 27, and I can tell you, I know that the public sometimes asks for different names, but calling these people who dropped was the most difficult thing I had to do in the last 2 years, because so many Gambian football players deserve to be there. Players with experience, but also young talented players who will be there in the future. But telling them it's not yet their time was tough. But the guys who are selected, the guys who will represent the coming weeks, the Gambian colors, they will do everything to make you proud, to try to get as far as possible and to write more history. Gambia won twice against Senegal, but never in a competitive match. First victory was a friendly in 1966. The second one was a friendly in 1973. Strangely enough, 1973 is my year of birth. So to finish, I would say to my players, to the staff, but to the whole Gambia, Nekalang and Dongo. Let's go for it, guys.
Yes, those are the inspiring words of the coach. And yes, coach should be able to inspire his troops, just like any troop leader or any commander. And I mean, this is your moment, and I think they had you. I remember in Cameroon when Nekal and Dongo came about, how we all exploded in that room. But here today, it came a little bit early, and I hope they heed to what you mean. And please, please, it is what it is, and that is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, we are all under your command this afternoon. With your guidance and inspiration, these young men here today just want to hear from you. Your words of wisdom, patriotism that matters in its best sphere, in encouraging, in inspiring, and asking you to do it for the good of this country and our people. I call on His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, to give his remarks. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports and honorable ministers here present, the Secretary of Cabinet, the President of GFF, the CEO, the President of Q Group, the Chairman of Q Group, the coach, the captain, and members of all the team members of the Scorpions, the Italian Scorpions, members of the Federation here present, and other government officials here present. With your permission, allow me, before I deliver the address of His Excellency President, as you see, the honorable ministers are here also present. We felt that as everybody is contributing, the cabinet also felt they should also contribute to this effort. So on that, maybe with your permission, can I ask Honorable Musa Drame to hand over our contribution to to the minister. Coach number one. Coach number one, as the elder of the group also. Okay. Retired coach, yes. Okay. Cabinet has
No, go ahead.
Okay. Cabinet has, like I said, cabinet has contributed so far. What we have collected so far is about 350,000 that we are handing over. There are still some balance that is still pending that will be coming up. Okay. Thank you very much. I think because this is the President's Day, so I don't want to add any. Although I know that the President of GFF has made some remarks, but I don't want to respond to that. As you are aware, His Excellency the President would have loved to be here, but due to other engagements, in fact, he's out of the country. Maybe in passing, he's just received an award, in Mauritania, given by the African so for peace and democracy. So I think we need to congratulate him, and support him, because with his efforts, it is taking the name of the country everywhere. All heads of state always applaud him. It's always an honor to represent him in different fora out of the country, because when they meet you, the first thing they'll tell you, "Oh, I love your president." And a few of them has told me that they want to invite him on a state visit. I think he does us proud. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me just read the statement on behalf of His Excellency, the President Adama Barrow. In January 2022, I took pride in bidding farewell to our Scorpions as they left to participate in the African Cup of Nations AFCON tournament
held in Cameroon last year. Here we are again in a similar ceremony with more zeal and higher hopes to bid our darling Scorpions farewell as they embark on another journey to contest in the next edition of the tournament. Our national football team is doing so with their heads held high to represent the nation again, and this is symbolized by the red, white, blue, green of colors of our national flag, which are also obviously the colors of our jerseys. We have noted that as they march forward with the desire of making history as AFCON champions, the Scorpions continue to build on their achievements, thus making us proud and boosting our morale and confidence in the team. As you prepare to travel to Ivory Coast for AFCON 2024, which is scheduled to start on 13 January 2024, I consider myself lucky as the first sitting Gambian president to see our national soccer team off for the second time running on such patriotic mission. Ladies and gentlemen, my government's support for the sporting fraternity, football in particular, is to show our conviction that football is not a mere game, but a worthwhile global investment for programs for progress and development. The determination of the Scorpions, the commitment of the officials, and the desire of the fans and all Gambian citizens are geared towards raising the bar higher for the Gambia's international presence and standing in the world of football. While the game contributes to good health and the general well-being of the players, it is also a means of earning income and an opportunity for business investment. Thus, it is an essential contributor to the economy. Football also has diplomatic implications, noting that Gambian citizens serve as ambassadors in other countries by playing in renowned football clubs. Their skills and talent continue to benefit them in various ways to the appreciation and pride of all Gambian nationals. Such players proudly contribute to uniting the diverse community of Gambians under the national flag. In this connection, I call on all Gambians, the business community, and philanthropists to support the Scorpions and widen the scope to include all sporting activities. From a number of perspectives, sport is another avenue to engage our young people positively. It reduces drug abuse and allows the youth to maintain healthy bodies and sound minds. This transforms them into the role models, especially for other young persons. Our darling Scorpions, as you begin the journey to AFCON 2024 in Côte d'Ivoire, remember that we are representing the nation, young and old, male and female. I urge you therefore to raise the Gambian flag both on and off the football pitch. The way you conduct yourself will mirror the Gambia, now known worldwide as a land of peace and the smiling coast of Africa. I have no doubt that you will maintain the trend of making the people proud. Your participation in the AFCON Games signifies a lot about the degree of seriousness with which you compete as professionals. We know how determined you are and will be with you in spirit as you play, expectedly with honor and dignity. Always remind yourself that it was through teamwork that you have come this far. As a result, I encourage you to carry on working together in the same spirit. Each of you has a role to play, ranging from the players and coaches to the officials and fans. Collectively, you make a good solid team and should remain united with the common aim of returning home with victory. As I have always assured you, my government is willing to go the extra step to support you morally and financially to ensure that you do your best as ambassadors of the nation. With these remarks and sincere best wishes, I will now hand over the national flag to the captain of the team. We pray for your successful participation in the tournament and return home victorious. May Allah be with you all the way.
hold on, Omar. I did not land there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we applaud? Can you applaud the Vice Presidents, please? Picture, photo opportunity first. Come on, close. Thank you. Hold on. Wow. Cabinet side. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Photo ops with the captain first, but there's going to be a photo opportunity on the cabinet end with the team, the Vice President, and the technical staff. But before we do that, there will be better opportunities for pictures as soon as that's done. But let me just, Your Excellency, Cabinet, members of Cabinet here present, distinguished members of the NCC led by the Honorable Minister, and of course the entire team, Julde, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒆𝒍, everyone out there in the NCC for a wonderful and difficult job that we've embarked on. Led by the Minister and of course supported by the GFF President, those here and those who are not here present. Commitment to national duty is a difficult one, but that's what we were tasked to do. And this is a journey we've chosen, and we've gone a long way. But to you, the members of the national team here, having been handed our battle flag, and I mean our battle flag, we know what it is and you know what it is. You are entasked. Please do us all proud. Go fight for Mother Gambia. Go stand for yourself. Go stand for all of us, and come here victorious with even a bigger and a better celebration beyond this. That's what we are asking you. On behalf of everyone associated with this event, and to all the partners who made this event a success, and all the partners who are behind the national team and the NCC, and of course the Federation, we thank you enormously. Today we're asking everyone, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing, look forward towards the national team. Come and support. Let's make the Gambia much better than what it is today. We move on. To everyone, on behalf of His Excellency, the Vice President, and the President himself who is out of town, I want to thank you on behalf of the NCC, the Minister, and the entire team for making this event a success. We thank you. Thank you so much, and I would like you to applaud yourself before we move. Thank you. We're just going to move at the back there for the photo opportunity, the team and the Vice President and the Cabinet, members of Cabinet also.